Welcome everyone, this is Zozo Stock Watch, and here's your watch list for June 6th, Tuesday. Before we get into the watch list, let's look at the earnings coming out for Tuesday before the open. We have a CONN, that's a retailer. CSIQ is a solar stock. FRED, FRED, another retailer. Skyworks, SecureWorks, excuse me, SCWX. SCWX is another stock that has earnings tomorrow before the open. After the bell, we have ALOG, which is Analogic Corporation, ALOG, AMBA, AMBA, and that's Ambarella, and they're connected with GoPro. So their earnings will be coming out after the bell on Tuesday. Let's see, Play, that's Dave & Buster's. I believe that's a retailer also. And let's see, actually it is a restaurant, Play, P-L-A-Y, excuse me on that. UNFI also has earnings after the bell, and that's United Natural Foods, UNFI, and that's a food distributor. All right, so there's your earnings before the bell and earnings after the bell. We'll look at the futures right now. Kind of on the flattish side. Dow futures up about 9, S&P futures flat, and NQ futures basically flat in the overnight session at the moment. Go ahead and get this out of our way. Let's talk about some news that came out after the bell. And AMD has been mentioned all day. A lot of chip talk about AMD, and that's actually one of the stocks on watch for tomorrow. So you can see around what's that, 4 o'clock, AMD, some news came out, 500 series for iMac, powerful performance. And let's see, ACOR right here had news after the bell, and that's also on my watch list. AGLE offering came out after the bell, and that's AGLE. CTIC also an offering on the name, and let's see, CTIC appoints David R. Parkinson, MD, leader in oncology clinical development, to board of directors. Okay, so he was elected to the board of directors for CTIC, and also they had an offering. Let's see, NLNK form SC13G. So that means that Great Point Partners has a stake of about 5%. Cassie, KASY, had earnings after the bell. They missed on revenues. Let me see what else was important after the bell. IMUC had some news after the bell. Let's see if that did anything in the after hours. No, on that. IMUC didn't do anything on this news after the bell, so I won't even read that to you. Let's see, we had, trying to see if there was anything else. You can see here's the top insider purchases that came out after the bell, and I'll highlight that for you. Those are right here. So, you know, over 100K in purchase. BDGE, WAIR, a couple of those. Let's see, we spoke about the offering here, and let me think if there was anything else. REN announces a exchange offering, so that's an oil play. That's about it for the news that came out after the bell and the insider purchases. So we'll move right into the SPY. And the SPY basically traded almost the same volumes during the Christmas week. 44 million shares were traded on the SPY today, so very slow. And I put out a tweet that you know, if you made your money today, I put it out about 10:45, and I said if you've made some money today, you know, you're done trading. If you're flat for the day, you're done trading. and if you're down for the day, you're done trading. And what I meant by that was because the volumes were so low that if you were down for the day and you kept pushing it, you're probably going to end up down more for the day. And if you were green, which I was, up today, but thanks to NTNX, that one got me green. But was not an easy day for trading unless you grab that CLSN. That one was a nice winner for a lot of folks. I didn't happen to jump on that one. But I did have NTNX, and that one moved up. All right, so some of the stocks that I'm going to have on watch for tomorrow. First one up is ACOR, and that's the one I mentioned that had news after the bell, and you saw this big pop in the name, and we did give some of it back, and after hours is a 5-minute chart you're looking at after hours. So I'll have this one on watch tomorrow, ACOR. Another one is AMD. We've been holding this 200 SMA here, and we started to perk up a little bit today because of all the chip performance talk about AMD. So I'm going to have this on watch, see if we can get a break of that 1135 spot, 1136, or maybe even wait for 1140 on the name. It's a lot of volume in the name today, over 66 million shares. That's more shares than were traded in the SPY today, actually. So I'll have that on watch. AVXL, we spoke about this on yesterday's video, and it is starting to break up out of this base. So next step for this one, if it can get over maybe 635, I think this candle was 634. Actually, it's a high of 649. But I'm thinking, maybe if this can get over, I think it was this candle, let me check. Yeah, 630, okay. If it can get over 630, 634, 635, maybe we'll get some continuation up, pushing up through this 650 spot. So, but just be aware that 650 spot is up and coming. If you took this from yesterday's video on AVXL, BIOS, this one has a high today of 212, so maybe 215 will be enough to get this going. We have a previous high at that 215, and so if we can get over that 215 on BIOS, I mean, it's run quite a bit, but it looks like it has some momentum. This is what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm not too confident about this one, but stranger things have happened in this market, so I'll have it on watch. CAL, there was chatter, takeover chatter around this name today, and you see this big pop. So we'll see if this sets up. Had 900,000 shares traded. That's the most shares in a long time, and you see how it gets these pops here, so we'll see if this can get any kind of continuation move or a possible red to green. But the 5-minute chart on this name is not easy to trade, so not a favorite. CBI also had chatter around the name. You ever notice when stocks get slammed down and they're trying to turn back up, always chatter comes out on the name? So, you just got to shake your head sometimes on that. But it does have chatter. I don't know how real it is. It's not confirmed. But if it can take out the highs today, 1975, we might get a continuation move. But it did close at 1918. So, might have to wait for an intraday setup. Not an easy stock to trade, by the way. Very volatile. I'll just show you here's the 5-minute pre and post market on this. So, I mean, it can give you good pops, but just be aware, don't get greedy with the stock because it can take back all of that pop and gains. So just be aware of that. CCIH, everybody was watching this, right, from Friday, and, probably too many eyes on the name. But we did hold up above the 50 SMA on CCIH, so it'll go on a chart for tomorrow. CRBP, and that's CRB as in boy, P as in Peter. We had almost 800,000 shares traded. Nice candle here, but it's up 4 days in a row, so I'm a little leery of that. This is a 300 SMA. You see it's held it here, and it also held it here. It hammered. And this is not a bad looking candle, and we are above the 50 SMA. So we'll see if there's any kind of play in this biotech name. CYTX. You see it's been kind of curling up. So if it can get over the high from today, which was 112, maybe we might get a continuation move and try to fill this gap. Just be aware the 50 SMA is right up above it. And did we talk about this one yesterday? I don't remember exactly off the top of my head, but I think I remembered saying, the 50 SMA was right above on this one. So just be aware of that. DVAX. This thing gapped up right from the get-go this morning, and I couldn't get a trade in it, but it pulled back now. It's closed at 690, had a high of 750. I'm thinking if it can get over, 710, 715, maybe we get a continuation move. 13.3 million shares traded in the name. Etsy has been holding this 10 SMA, holding above the 5 EMA. And, it's been basing in this pennant. So, there's even chatter speculation around this name. So if it can get over maybe 1365, we have a previous high of 1370 if you want to wait for that to clear. 2 million shares traded in the name today. So it might be one to keep on watch. FENX has been, pushing up for quite a few days. We're still holding this 5 EMA. So this could be interesting if it sets up. And since I have this, I'm looking at that, and that's an auto parts name, and so is SORL, auto parts. And we've been holding the 10 SMA, so I'm looking for this one. I'll just jump to it now, maybe to get over, 895, maybe 885 might be enough. And then we might push up through 9 on SORL. I don't know what's going on with auto part stocks. They're very strong. This DLPH is strong. AXL, I think, is an auto parts. Yeah, that one's weak. But SORL has been strong, and this FENX has been very strong also. So might be one to watch for tomorrow. FNJN, nice candle here. Came up to 326. 330 might be enough to get this one going on. And volume is over 500,000 shares. It's had a big move up, but I like this candle. It got back over the 10 SMA. So just keep it on a chart, see if it sets up for you. Fold was kind of messing around with that 850 spot today. Got to 858. But there just wasn't enough volume, to push it up and hold above it. But I'm close, 841. So if this can get back over, 860, we did have close to 3 million shares traded. So it's kind of being accumulated here, and we'll see if we can get a push up in FOLD. HIMX, still, messing around here with the $8 round number. If we can get over that, maybe we get a continuation move. 795 was the high. I'd wait for the $8 break, and I wouldn't even take the first one because it might be a fake out. So you might have to let it break 8, and hopefully it pulls back and then sets up again for you. But almost 4 million shares. INFN, nice candle here. 1050, 1052 might get INFN going. We're starting to clear some moving averages here, and had 2.3 million shares in the name. So I like this chart. I know it's up a few days in a row here, but it is trying to clear this 1050 spot. So that would be interesting. Momo we spoke about yesterday. I highlighted how it was holding the 50 SMA here, and we did get the pop in Momo, so I hope you guys got that one. We do have a high of 40, 45, and almost 10 million shares traded in the name. So if we can get over that, I guess 40, 50, 40, 55 spot on Momo, you might get a continuation move. NAK, trying to come up, nice candle here, held the 200 SMA green line right here several times. So this is a nice candle, almost 8 million shares traded in the name. Maybe 185 is enough to clear, You do have the 100 SMA in the way, though. It's at 187, so if you want to wait for it to clear that 100 SMA on NAK, so you know, this is that gold miner, so you know, it might be interesting, you know, so keep your eye on that one. NAV, nice candle here. We had the high of 29.13, so maybe 29.15 is enough, or maybe a red to green move on NAV truck manufacturing. You know, CMI has been selling. Don't they make truck engines? So NAV, not sure why. Probably you know, speculation, you know, takeover or something. 2 million shares, but definitely one to watch. Clearing above the moving averages. The 200 is sloped up. All right, so just keep that in mind. So the chart looks good. NTNX, this one saved my butt today, gave me a nice trade, but still can't clear this resistance here. $5.4 million, I mean, million shares traded in the name today, so I'll put it on watch again. NVAX, 4 million shares traded in this name, and let me open the chart for you. And as you can see, you know, we got this wedge and resistance here. If it can clear the highs today, which were 107, you know, maybe we can get some kind of pop in it. It's at 105 now. So if you like playing these, you know, $1 stocks, this might be an interesting name for you. Pandora Chatter by Verizon on this name. Instead of Siri, they may go after Pandora. Once again, you know, unconfirmed rumors, 13 million shares, so that's quite a bit of volume. And, you know, we did close above the 20 SMA, which is at 940. So if this can take out, you know, the highs, 954, we'll call it, you might get a continuation move. Really, you know, nothing in the way until about 1050. You know, there are some candles and whatnot in the way, but, you know, if this chatter story, you know, latches on, you know, you could get a nice push in Pandora, so definitely worth keeping it on watch. Like I said, it's a rumor, and you know, a lot of rumors on chatter today. Another one with chatter rumor around it, and it's had quite a few candles up. Might be a little overstretched here, but it is holding above the 5 EMA. Looking for this $9 break. We had a 902 break. If it can break 902, you know, you may get a nice continuation move. It's a heavy stock. You know, 16 million shares traded in Sprint, so just be aware of that, you know. So SORL, we spoke about this one. Auto parts stocks have been hot. I don't know why, but this one popped on earnings, and it's been holding its gains. We're holding above the 10 SMA, so we're looking, you know, like I said, for that 895 maybe. If you want to try it, 885 for a continuation move, but it has been holding up. UAA, we spoke about Under Armour yesterday in yesterday's video. We'll see if this can give us a little bit more. I am in the name, and so if you're not in the name, you know, if you can take out this 20, I guess 2045. Maybe that might be a good entry. Also, if you don't like UAA, you could try UA. Just remember you have this 100 SMA right above it. You're looking for the 19 break. The 100 SMA is at 1904. You may want to wait for it to clear this 1904 before you try it on UA, and then maybe we fill this gap. We are back above the 13, the fast moving averages. We're back above the 50 SMA, and 2 million shares traded. Oh, XXII. This thing has been consolidating, and it's starting to come out of consolidation. You know, the obvious number here is this 150. If you can get through that, we closed at 146. Over 700,000 shares traded in the name. You know, not a big fast mover, but you know, anything can happen. If it can break over this 150 spot, you know, this could get rolling. Nice candle, and let me see, we have a high of 152. So if you want to wait for it to break, I'm sorry, not a high, but a previous candle, I should say, of 152. If you want to wait till we get over that 152, you know, you can do that too. All right, so interesting. We'll see. depends on the market tomorrow. Yelp, I don't remember why this one popped today, but it did pop. 4 million shares traded in the name. You see it has a lot of work to do though, but maybe trying to fill this gap. I think this was down because of earnings. I don't remember off the top of my head, but maybe a continuation move. Not an easy stock to trade on Yelp. ZSAN, a lot of social media people watching this name, and so it's kind of setting up. It's above the fast moving averages. The 50 SMA is kind of in the way here, and then you have the 100 SMA up here, but keep this on your watch. You might get going possibly to this 175 spot on the name. This was the big winner today, CLSN, and over 22 million shares. And you see it popped up to about what, almost $5, and then closed at 330. So keep this one on a chart. Maybe it might get going again. I saw a lot of traders trading this and getting stopped out and then having to play it again. It was not an easy trader, so just keep that in mind. But a lot of volume in the name, so it might be a good one to watch for tomorrow. And actually, let me add it to this list so I don't forget myself. CLSN. All right, and that's going to be it. That's about 29 stocks we went through. Some big, some small, and we'll just take another quick look at the futures. Oh, did we look at the SPY? Let's look at the SPY before I call it a night. But not much action at all. We talked about the 44 million shares, but we are holding above the 5 EMA. The moving averages are still turned up, but you have to think, eventually there's going to be a correction, right? Everybody's looking for one. And this is kind of an inconclusive candle, so we'll have to see what tomorrow brings. Maybe everybody was on holiday, another 3-day weekend that they did on their own. So but Monday today was very sluggish in the trading, so we'll see if how they want to trade this doji kind of indecisive candle here on the SPY. And let's just check out some other stocks. Amazon, closed strong. You have Amazon closing strong, Tesla closing strong, Google I think broke over 1,000. Let me check on Google. I thought that hit over 1,000 today. Nope, just under it. Maybe Google L. Let's check Google L. Yeah, okay, this one went over 1,000 today. Yeah, 107, 1,007 was the high. So another strong stock there. Facebook. Not a great closing candle. Had a little issue here, with this 155 spot, and not a great candle for Facebook. But, the other stocks were holding up. NVIDIA was strong today, making new all-time highs on NVIDIA, coming up to that 150 area. And was there anything else? Oh, PayPal, very strong. New highs on PayPal. SQ, new highs on SQ. So some strong stocks. And Netflix was hanging up by the highs today too, and holding above the 5 EMA on Netflix. So some cross currents in the market, very low volume, but the names that are supposed to be pushing up, the market is getting a little, it's the same stocks pretty much all the time, but hey, the market could play catch up. And we should look at IWM, see if this is catching up. So here's this. We had this pop, we pulled back, so people didn't really like this candle, and then we couldn't get any follow through today in the IWM, and that's the smaller stocks. And the IWC kind of did the same thing, and this is the micro cap stocks. Okay, but as you see, the QQQ, an indecisive candle here around that 144 level. So we'll see what they want to do tomorrow. All right, this has been Zozo Stock Watch. So there's some stocks for you for June 6th, and that's Tuesday. We went over your earnings. Here's the futures one last time. So basically flat right now, and we'll see what the morning brings. Thank you very much for watching, and I've been getting really good support on the videos. Please hit that subscribe button. I greatly appreciate that. Gives me incentive. Follow me on Twitter, StockTwits. If you like the videos, please hit that like button. That's also greatly appreciated. And have a great evening and great day.